John O'Keefe. The defense claims she was framed in a police cover-up.
On the scene to keep you informed at every turn.
In Dedham, Katie Benoit, NBC 10 News.
With live updates and legal analysis.
What happens then? Does the trial have to stop?
A lawyer's only as good as his or her word.
They failed miserably and they'll continue to fail.
On air, online, and on the app. NBC 10 News has the latest on the retrial of Karen Read.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gene Valicenti. This is actually our 31st Karen Read retrial debrief. We moved into a special room. Popular. Let's get right to the court action. The subject of Turtle Boy, who is a very popular blogger in some circles, he believes in Karen Read.
He's been a strong advocate, yes, for Karen Read's innocence.
He wasn't called as a witness, but his name came up. And the witness, a snowplow driver, that night the body was found, was asked whether or not he's influenced by Turtle Boy. Set that up for us and then play it.
Sure. So there were some questions from the prosecution today on cross-examination about whether a blogger had threatened him about his testimony. So he testified that he saw a Ford Edge outside 34 Fairview where John O'Keefe's body was found in the early morning hours. And he had told private investigators that early on in the investigation for Read's side, her private investigators. And there were some questions about whether or not the blogger had influenced his testimony. He says no. He says he was not threatened.
Ford Edge is not a Lexus.
No.
He drove a Lexus.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and play that. Let's listen to the snowplow driver, Brian Lofton.
You spoke to a private investigator on behalf of the defense shortly after that night?
Yes.
Was that the first time that you spoke to somebody about what you had seen or not seen?
Yes.
That is the first time?
Yes.
Inevitably, over time, you have given statements to at least 4 different people, correct?
Correct.
And you've testified in court under oath?
Correct.
During the pendency from that night until today, it's fair to say there are many times where you have been intimidated, isn't it?
No.
You've been threatened.
Nope.
You were aware, sir, that you were being threatened by an online blogger to expose you?
I was not.
You're saying as you sit here today, you have no awareness in the history of this case that you were being threatened by an online blogger?
I was not threatened by an online blogger.
Was the online blogger threatening or saying that he would expose you and tell personal things about you if you weren't helpful?
He was not threatening.
How does this snowplow driver help?
So,
Since they called
so the Ford Edge allegedly was parked outside when he drove by around 3:30 in the morning, and the family, the Albert family, had a Ford Edge. So that helps the defense's side because remember they say that Karen Read's been framed.
And the voice of the attorney was
That was Hank Brennan. Yes.
Prosecutor.
Yes, asking these questions on cross.
Brian Lofton. All right, let's get to Karina Polakita. She's going to talk about Jennifer McCabe allegedly said to Karen Read that night. How does she fit in?
She's a friend of John O'Keefe's, and she was at the bar that night with the group of people that ended up going to the Canton house that after party. And she was talking to Read the majority of the night, and she just kind of spoke about what she saw while she was at the bar.
Jennifer McCabe, friend, coming with the party.
Yes.
Okay.
You were leaving the establishment. Whom did you leave with?
So again, it was myself, Jennifer McCabe, and Karen.
Did anything unusual occur when you were leaving?
So as we were leaving, Jen went over to Karen, kind of put her arm around her, and she started saying, "You're coming with me, you're coming with me." And Karen's like, "Huh? Like, what? Like, where are we going?" And
I'm going to sustain the objection.
The first part of that answer, the putting her arm around her, "You're coming with me," why did that stand out in your memory?
just because I was there too, and it just was strange. It was just like, "You're coming with me." Like, it was just something that stood out to me.
Is there anything anything of significance there? You're out partying. Come on, you come with more than that.
I think the defense is trying to point out by bringing this witness in. They also showed some surveillance video of the people they kind of point the finger at that say, hey, they could have been responsible for John O'Keefe's death. So they're showing this surveillance video. And in the last trial, this was kind of set up as, hey, you're coming with me. You're going to go in my car. So the guys are going to go do something else or meet up at the house, something like that.
Are they the defense trying to show that this thing was pre-planned that far in advance?
I think so. Yeah, kind of a
Restaurant,
setup.
We're going to carry this out.
Yeah.
Karen Read outside court today.
So she says that she thinks her defense is going to wrap up maybe Tuesday. So as early as next week, or could be the defense's case could end. Not sure. There might be some rebuttal witnesses before closings as well. So it depends when the case will end. But next Tuesday, it sounds like the defense could wrap up. A lot.
And you're invited to join us tomorrow. Karen Read trial debrief. See you on the